Make sure to still be checking out that link down in the description, as well as the links to my Twitter and Tumblr. Just because I have no new news personally doesn't mean the Black Lives Matter movement isn't still happening and they aren't still fighting. We still need to keep in touch. We still need to have an idea of what's going on. Hello Friendzies, welcome back to my channel. It is the last video of spooky month, and my cool cats not catcalls sweatshirt is a little bit thematic for this week's video because I want to talk about my ghost cat. Now, I've definitely mentioned before that I have two cats, Nugget and Simba, and Nugget has like shown up in videos before. There's a Halloween haul from either last year or the year before where she like jumps up and sits right here. But we also have a ghost cat. And fun fact, the ghost cat came along with Nugget about 5 years ago. She's right on the edge of my bed. He came with Nugget about 5 years ago because it didn't really happen. There wasn't any really like activity until after Nugget got here. And because we got Nugget from a farm and we kind of like, we didn't rescue her, but we kind of did. I wonder if maybe it's like a sibling or like maybe her dad or, you know, just like another cat that wanted to protect her because she was being taken away from the farm by a nice family. I didn't like just take her. I was offered, like somebody offered to let me adopt her. His name is Marcel. My friend Steven named him when we were telling Steven about the ghost cat, and he is absolutely precious. We love him. No idea what he looks like because the description I have of him, I don't know if it's like because he's a ghost or if that's like his fur coloring, but he's a sweetheart and I love him, and I just want to talk about Marcel the Ghost Cat. Now, I saw him / felt him before my mom did, and the first instance ever was my mom was in the kitchen at the kitchen counter with a bowl of popcorn because she was putting like salt and butter on it or something. And she's standing there with the bowl of popcorn. And like, if we're like sideways, I came this way on the side of my mom, and there was a cat sitting right here in front of the bowl of popcorn, just sitting, watching. Simba does that all the time. He like sits and watches because he waits for you to like give him pieces of your food, and Nugget will just straight up put her face in it. So I didn't think anything of it. And I like leaned over, grabbed a handful of popcorn from the bowl, and saw the cat and was like, yes, Simba, hello. Quick side note, I apologize for my face and the weird cuts and any background noise. They're still doing road work apparently, and now my allergies are kicking in worse. Anyway, there's like a little hallway in my house, and as I was going this way, I looked down this hallway, and Simba was laying on the floor in the doorway to the extra room. So, you know, I'm walking, and I just, Simba! And I turned back around to look at the counter. Nugget was sleeping. Like, I knew Nugget was in my room. Like, you know what I mean? Clear sight of her. I knew where she was. I turned back around, and there's no cat on the counter next to my mom. No cat. So, yep. What my dad has felt, and like my mom and I have felt, my dad not as much, but my mom and I definitely, you know, cats jump up on the bed. It happens. Especially my bed now, because of my new bed. It's, my bed before was like basically on the floor. Now it's like lifted up. So when a cat jumps on the bed, you like feel that. So I'll feel a cat jump on the bed, and Marcel, he like, you know how dogs do, they kind of go in circles a few times before they rest? Nugget doesn't really do that. She kind of just plops. But I'll feel a cat jump on a bed, and then I'll feel like the moving around. And, you know, I always reach over and I'm like, oh, Nugget, like, what are you doing? And I go to like reach for her butt, and there's no cat there. So there's that. And then there was a time that I did that, and I'm like patting the bed behind me, and then I rolled over because I didn't feel a cat there, but I could still feel the movement. And then the movement kept happening. There wasn't like any indents in the, like, you know what I mean? There weren't any little footprints in my sheets, but the movement was still there. Like, I could feel the bed, like, indenting by my leg. That's the one my mom says she feels all the time, and same thing with my dad. Not as often, but that's another thing. And then what was the other one? Oh, you know, cats play. And cats, I was gonna say, cats terrify anybody anyway, because they'll just randomly start... And you're like, what? What do you see? And you're trying to figure out what the cat sees, and you can see anything. Yeah, so my cats already do that. But there was one day that Nugget and Simba were like on one side of the house, like playing. And then suddenly both of them like fucking peeled out and sprinted to the other side of the room, but stopped in the living room, had their backs up, had big, big eyes, and they're sitting there like this, staring into my mom's bedroom. And Simba like wouldn't move, and Nugget started like creeping forward. So we'd think that was maybe they were playing, Marcel got excited and wanted to play with them, but scared the shit out of them. Another instance, Nugget is, I think you guys have seen her. If you haven't seen her, check out pictures on like my Instagram or whatever. But she's not a black cat, but she's gray. She has like really dark gray and lighter gray. She has a bit of black in her, a little bit of brown, but her back for the most part is like dark gray. So she, you know what I mean? Like at night, she's very hard to see unless you specifically see like the whites on her hands and like on her chin and everything. So there was one night that, you know, I heard my mom get up and go to the bathroom, whatever, and I'm just sitting there on my phone. And I guess coming out of the doorway, she thought like Nugget was by her legs, and she's, oh, honey, be careful, I don't want to kick you. Because cats do that. They run in front of your feet, and then you end up accidentally kicking them, and then you feel like an asshole. I could just hear her go, oh, honey, like, be careful. And I'm laying in bed, and I'm like, so I reached over, and I'm patting Nugget's butt to like confirm that I do in fact have like the not ghost cat with me, and I'm like smacking her butt, and I'm like, hey mom, yeah honey, Nugget's with me. And I just hear, oh. And then she came into my room and she's showing me like the goosebumps on her arms, because, you know, Marcel, whether or not that's his coloring, whether or not it's like because he's a little ghost, he like went right in front of her legs like a little shadow. And she didn't want to kick him, but it, you know, it was like a little shadow animal right in front of her. Oh my god. Okay, they're doing more road work, so I'm gonna wrap this up, and I apologize for that awful sound in the background. But anyway, the other thing about Marcel is that like the cats go by our feet and rub us, and a lot of the time mom will like feel a cat rubbing her feet because she likes to sit at the kitchen table and read her book or whatever. She'll feel a cat rub by her feet and like rub its tail along her leg, and she'll reach down to pet a cat, and there's no cat there because it's Marcel, and for some reason we can't feel him physically even though we've seen him. So that's my ghost cat. I love him dearly, my little Marcel. So I have Simba, Nugget, and Marcel, my 3 babies, and that's on top of all the outdoor cats that we feed and all the strays that we feed and all the neighborhood cats that we feed. Whether or not they're tame or feral, you know, whatever. Apparently. Okay, well, they've decided that they're going to be doing more road work. So again, I'm going to cut it off here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed it, and leave a like for Marcel, my lovely little ghost cat that I love so much. And I will see you in November now. I hope you guys had a lovely spooky month. I hope that everybody has a lovely Halloween, a safe Halloween. Like I said, do that Zoom meeting and watch Scary Godmother Halloween Spooktacular. That's all I'm saying. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you guys so much for watching again, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! Got all dressed up, I did my makeup, everything. I come to sit down and they're doing freaking road work right outside my room. It is 2:03 p.m. Why are you doing road work now?